Hello to you all. Welcome to another session here with us at Mathematics Resource Center. And today we just want to talk about becoming an A plus student in mathematics. So I know that you have said, oh, mathematics is difficult and I can't get it right and I can't become an A plus student. And you've just been saying all of those things, right? So today we are looking at how to improve that, right? How you can improve that, what you can do to improve all of that. All right, so without any delay, let's get to it. So I'm quickly going to share a PowerPoint here with you. All right, so sharing. And there we go. So becoming an A plus math student. And trust me, it's possible. All right. So that's the very first thing that I want you to tell yourself. It's possible. All right. So first and foremost, you need to attend all your classes. So say for instance, I'm teaching algebra and I started with like and unlike terms, right? The next class, maybe I'm doing that you appear in, maybe I'm doing expanding brackets. And in expanding brackets, you need the skill of adding or collecting like terms. But you missed that class. So when I'm doing expanding brackets now, you're not sure what to do when it comes to the grouping aspect. You can expand the brackets, but you don't know how to go from there. So it's important for you to attend every class because one skill is a prerequisite for another skill. All right, so attending all classes. Number two, would be do all homework. So when I get that piece of assignment, oh, don't bother throw it down. Don't bother put it aside and say, okay, I'll do it another time. No. Or this is not important. It is important. This is how your teacher check to see what you have learned and the areas that needs improvement and what to do to help you in those areas. So doing all of those homework, all those assignments is very important. Even if you don't know what to do, do something, hand it in. Let the teacher see what you know so that that teacher will be able to help you or to be able to guide you to the resources that you need to help you. So doing our homework is critical, very, very important. All right. So the next point, number three, is get a study partner. So for me, going to high school, I have had study partner, and even college, I had numerous study partner. So get a study partner, someone that you might be able to teach the concept because you might be stronger than the person, or someone that might be able to teach you the concept, right? Whichever way, it will work. All right. Trust me, it will work. Having a study partner, sharing content with them, going over maths question with them, and just rechecking with that person, it will work. All right. So the next point, number four, memorize formulas. So these formulas, some of them you'll never see them on the exam. All right. So say for instance, the area of a rectangle, how to find the area of a rectangle or the area of a triangle. These are formulas that will not appear on formula sheets. These are things that you need to know. All right. And so memorizing those formulas is important. But more than that, the next point is understanding why and when to use these formulas. So when you memorize these formulas, you need to know how to use them, when to use them, and most importantly, why are you using them? All right. So when you spot a question, you're going to be able to say, okay, I need to use this formula because this is when I use that formula. You understand? So memorizing those formulas and knowing why you're using them and when to use them is very, very, very important. All right. So I've looked at 5 points already. Think you can manage those? I think you can. So let's look at the other points. Next point, revise examples by working the problem to gain practice and checking and check understanding. All right. So when you revise, right? when you go over an example, for me, I normally write my example out on a new page because it's example. So I have it to look at to say what was there. So I write it out on a new page. And after I write it out on a new page, so I go through to check to see if I understand what was taught. And after going through to check if I understand what was taught, I go back to the book now to see if I followed the correct procedure or follow the procedures that was given. And if I follow the procedure correctly, then I know that I understand. All right, I'm able to replicate this, and I'll do it with another question and check my answer again. All right, so revise your examples. Very, very important. All right, the next thing is review mistakes. So when you make a mistake, right, it's likely that you might make that mistake again in the future. So review those mistakes. And when you review those mistakes, it gives you an idea of what to avoid in the future. And even when you're reviewing those mistakes, try and think about why, what happened, what were you thinking when you made this mistake? What led you to make that mistake? And most importantly, how do I avoid making this mistake? What's the correct solution? So when you review your mistake, make sure you go and get the correct solution. All right, so that is 7 so far. The next point, solve problems out aloud. And I like doing this. As I go through my problems, I solve them out aloud. In the exam, you can't do this. However, as you practice at home, solve the problem out aloud. Talk yourself through the problem. And you can hear yourself saying what you're doing at each step. And that is so important. All right. The next point is explain and teach math concept to others. So to become an A student, right? When you're going through the maths concepts and you have mastered a concept, find someone and teach them what you have learned. That will not slow you back. It will actually push you forward. So you sharing with someone and teaching them reinforce the concept to you. See? Yes, quite easy. And you realize that all the points mentioned so far are things that you can do, right? So explain and teach math concept to others. And trust me, as you teach them, you're learning. So it will work. Fine. Keep solutions neat and line by line. So as you write your solutions, go line by line and make sure it's neat. And neat, I'm placing an emphasis on neat, not necessarily for the marker's point, but also for yourself. Because sometimes when you write the word so jumbled, it confuses you and it results in you making mistakes. However, also from the marker's point now, the person that is marking your paper, you need your work to be organized, right? You need your work to be neat so that they are able to read what is there. Good? All right. So we go to the next point, and it is all about the diagrams now and the illustration. You get a question regarding circle. The question is talking about a cylinder. The question is talking about a cube. The question is talking about a square. Draw it. It helps you to visualize what is happening. They give you a reasoning question about a rectangular form. Draw a rectangular form. They say 4 chicken is there, right? And 2 cows. And someone came and had another chicken. Draw it. You're able to visualize it, right? And in visualizing it now, whatever question that follows, it will give you a better chance at answering the question. So draw your diagrams, right? It helps you to decipher the problems. And the next point, break down complex problems into simpler ones. So say for instance, you're doing quadratic expression, your factorizing quadratic expression or a quadratic equation, you're solving, it doesn't matter what you're doing. But breaking down those complex problems into simpler problems will help. So it's like you could put at the side of your paper the steps that you would take, right? So at first step, I'm going to find my AC. Second step, I'm going to find my B. And the next step is I'm going to find my factors. So you keep breaking it down into smaller steps. So you know what you're doing at each stage, and you're not just thinking about going from the question to the solution. All right. So break down complex problems into simpler one. And for some problems, it might be a case where you can separate some aspect of the question. So say for instance, you're working on a question that involves BODMAS, and it has brackets, some numbers in the bracket to work out, and it have a multiplication aspect and a division aspect. You can just separate it. All right, and even if you're doing fractions, and say for instance, in the numerator, there's 1/3 plus two thirds all over 5/8. What you can do is take that 1/3 plus the 2/3, bring it aside. So that's breaking it into simpler ones, wear that out, and then come back to the main problem. So things like that, breaking it apart, breaking it down to make sure to in simpler ones, and that will help you in solving the problems. All right. So don't just take on that problem all at once, but try and break it apart, try and make it into simpler problems, and try and analyze things step by step. Don't think about the final solution, but think about doing it step by step. All right. So that's about 9 points so far. Good. So the next point is ask questions. All right. So as you are in the lesson, learning the concept, ask your teacher question. Don't be afraid of asking question. Don't be afraid of answering question either and hearing that, oh no, you're wrong. No, 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 no. That's how you learn. The classroom is where you make the mistake so that you can perfect your skills, right? So that when you get into the exam, you're able to get that A on that exam. So the classroom is where you ask those questions, you perfect your skill, you make all of those mistakes. So as you're working, can I ask a question? How did you get this? How did you get that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I must say that for some persons, sometimes it's intimidating when a student asks a question, right? So try to be as polite as possible, right? Because not everyone take questioning easy, or but ask those questions. Get an understanding for yourself, all right, as to what is happening. All right. And the next thing that I want to tell you is build your confidence. Believe in you. Believe that you can become an A student. Believe that you can get better grades in mathematics. Believe that you can ace it. Have that confidence. I was watching a video once, some months ago, and that young man was there and saying, who? Me not tell nobody say me don't. Me not accept say me don't. Even if me don't know it, me no don't. Me believe in myself. And that was so powerful. You understand? So have that confidence and believe in you. Don't let those thoughts of that person keep saying about mathematics scare you. Believe in you and believe that you can do it. And if you believe in you and believe that you can do it, then you will do it. Agree with me? I know you will. All right. So believe in you, build that confidence. And the next thing that I want to tell you is to practice, practice, practice. All right. So as you go over each topic, just practice. So as you go through, you finish measurement, practice. You go to class today, you do maybe say 10 questions. After class, revise. Next day, do one of those questions. Just keep practicing, and practice builds you, right? You might not get it at once, but as you continue to practice, you'll master the concepts. All right, whatever you're doing. When you were learning to ride that bicycle for the first time, you couldn't just go on it and start pedaling, and no. But gradually you fell, which is making some mistakes in mathematics, and you pick yourself up and you start again. And you keep practicing until, oops, you're able to just be pedaling with no hands on the bar, right? So that is it. Practice, practice, practice. So these are my few tips to you as you work to become an A student, what you can do, right? And then an extra bonus tip, and this is something that I really encourage, is for you to keep put your posts on your walls. So say for instance you learned the definition of perimeter, or the definition of area, or you learn a formula or anything, right? Write it on a paper, do your little decoration, put it on your wall. So as you're going to sleep, if you tend to fall asleep on your side, you put it to the side where you can see it, and just reading that before you go to bed. That that works. All right. You want to put it in the ceiling, or you can make those cute little posts and make a Facebook post, make a WhatsApp post, and just share it. And the fact that you keep sharing these things, you remember them. All right. Repetition is very important, and whatever you repeat, whatever you keep doing, that is what you're going to remember. So these are my tips to you, and I trust that you will put those tips into practice and start doing them today. And these don't doesn't only apply to mathematics, it applies to other topics as well. Applies right across the board, right? So get cracking, get on with your work, and I wish you all the best in your mathematics course and your other courses. Until next time, thank you for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have subscribed already, go ahead and share so that other persons can benefit from this wonderful content. Until next time, bye bye.